Hello, I'm Pastor Josh Andrew. I'm here to talk to you today about Pansophism, which is a Christocentric approach to holistic education and social reform. Pansophism was developed by Johann Amos Comenius, who was a Reformation-era philosopher and theologian who was actually leader of the Unity of the Brethren Church movement. Now, he was no stranger to suffering, having suffered during the 30-year war, losing both his wife and his children, and being forced into exile. Having witnessed so much suffering and pain under the guise of religion and politics, Comenius philosophized that you can have a universal unity through Christian education and reform. Striving for a universal peace, Comenius thought that you could educate people in a universal language. Furthermore, he felt that through Christian values and through harmonious fellowship, you could lead to a society in which Christ was the anchor and security of that universal peace. Consequently, the main purpose of Pansophic education was to teach all subjects, hence Pansophism, all wisdom, and all subjects, all knowledge, through the lens of God and through Christian values. As a reformer, he believed people were struggling with sin at the core of their hearts. Only Christ could provide liberation from sin and hope of any kind of universal security. In anticipation of Christ's return, Comenius felt school could bring people closer to God, and in so doing bring people closer to one another and develop that universal unity. Comenius authored several textbooks in his approach to education, including the famous Orbis Pictus, which was popular throughout the world and translated in many languages, which used pictures and stories to make learning more enjoyable and approachable to students of all ages. He believed school should be a gentle, warm, and loving atmosphere in which students didn't have to fear the reproach and the scorn and the discipline of teachers, but could engage in learning safely and enjoyably. Again, Comenius hoped that all of this would bring people closer to God in a loving way and would repel them from the suffering that he endured because of religion and education and societal upheaval. Comenius believed education was for all people, including men and women, children, and he believed that education should also be universal, regardless of societal culture or ethnic background. Pansophism, as developed by Comenius, stands in sharp contrast to the Enlightenment and progressive era thinkers that would soon follow. Comenius was overtly religious in his approach to education. Furthermore, it was quite structured around the content that he felt students should study every subject out there through the lens of the Creator. Pansophism does fit nicely, though, within a biblical worldview perspective, in which Pansophism believes that you can strive to be at peace with all people and live in unity with all through the bonds of the Spirit. Pansophism also readily accommodates diversity through a biblical worldview perspective, in recognizing that in Christ there is now therefore no Jew nor Gentile, slave nor free, male or female, but there is but Christ in all. While Comenius' view of Pansophism was quite Christocentric and believed that Christ was the only way to the universal peace, he did offer some accommodation to various religions of the world, in that he believed that these religions led to God, though not a complete picture of God. Because he was able to develop a pluralistic worldview, Pansophism does have a place in today's educational system, in which showing religious values of our society is allowable in our public school system, as long as it doesn't ordain or establish a particular religion over the others. Because Pansophism seeks to develop Christian values and character development within each student and draw people closer to the divine and closer to one another in harmony, it very much has a place in today's society, in which it can develop holistic education through all the subjects through the value lens that we can apply for each student. Thank you for listening. I hope you've enjoyed today's talk about Pansophism. Have a blessed day.